Good day, I'm Samantha Allen and this is your JIS News for Friday, February 7. Government has signed 2 loan agreements totaling $140 million with the Inter-American Development Bank, the IDB. $80 million will be used to carry out the fiscal structural program, while the remaining $60 million will be used to develop Phase 3 of the Jamaica Competitiveness Enhancement Program. At the signing ceremony on Thursday, Finance Minister Dr. Peter Phillips said the money would help to enhance Jamaica's fiscal administration,
including efforts to support our tax reform processes, ensuring sustainability of the national insurance scheme, ensuring also that there will be more effective rationalization of the public bodies and greater accountability and transparency.
IDB country representative to Jamaica, Therese Turner-Jones, said the money would help Jamaica to enhance its economic reform program.
Not only put its macroeconomic situation on a more sustainable footing, but in terms of the competitiveness side, prepare the climate for better private sector involvement in the economy.
The $140 million loan to Jamaica is the first to be approved by the IDB since 2011. The finance minister said this signaled the multilateral agency's growing confidence in Jamaica's commitment to its economic reform program. Meanwhile, with Jamaica expected to pass a third-quarter IMF test, government says it's already making progress in achieving the targets for the January to March quarter. While admitting that the quantitative targets and structural benchmarks for the fourth quarter, are challenging, Finance Minister Dr. Peter Phillips is expressing optimism.
We are confident that we'll be able to meet these with the appropriate policy responses. Particularly, it is a very sharp accumulation in the net international reserves, but again, as I say, we are putting necessary arrangements in place.
He adds that revenue collection for the month of January has been on target thus far. An IMF team is currently in the island conducting its own assessment of Jamaica's performance under the economic program. Numbering and labeling of jet skis is one of the proposals being considered to further regulate the recreational activity. Chairman of the Tourism Product Development Company, Maxine Henry Wilson, says that's on a list of proposals the Tourism Minister will be taking to Cabinet. Another consideration is to strengthen the enforcement operations that govern the activity. As such, tourism officials met with Commissioner of Police Owen Ellington on Wednesday.
The other issue has to do with unlicensed jet skis and jet ski operators. How do you patrol and enforce? If you have designated areas, then you know that anything out of the designated area is illegal.
These considerations follow the death of a tourist who was hit by a jet ski while swimming recently. Noting that there are about 8 operators with about 29 jet skis in the island, Mrs. Henry Wilson says it is not the intention of the government to prohibit the activity.
It is not our desire to reduce anybody's income, but it is also very important for the industry that there should be safety.
The TPD co-chair was Wednesday's guest at the JIS think tank session. 20 participants in Government Citizen Security and Justice Program CSJP are to get additional work experience with the Jamaica Public Service Company, the JPS. This follows the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding on Thursday by the Ministry of National Security, JPS and CSJP. The 20 participants were previously receiving vocational skills training managed by the Jamaica Defence Force. Now they will be spending 6 months at the JPS to further develop those skills.
10 graduates will be placed within our losses teams that carry out customer audits. 6 will be placed within our Kingston and St. Andrew field operations. And 4 graduates will be placed within our transmission and distribution group.
National Security Minister Peter Bunting, who participated in the signing ceremony, said this initiative fits well with the ministry's Unite for Change campaign, which also seeks to empower young people and keep them out of harm's way.
Even 6 months of that experience so gives them the script for their next opportunity, that it can change, in a sort of paradigm shifting way, their outlook on and their employment prospects.
CSJP, which falls under the Ministry of National Security, is geared towards helping unattached youth in volatile communities in a bid to reduce crime. The program currently operates in 50 communities across 4 parishes. And finally, Jamaica's capital city continues to come alive daily with a host of events under the initiative Reggae Month. It's Kingston for February. Already a slew of reggae-focused activities have ignited the city under the theme The Journey Continues.
For the first time, entertainment is being used as the base of an advertisement, where we have actually done a Reggae Month promotion in Canada, a Reggae Month promotion in Chicago, a Reggae Month promotion in New York, and a Reggae Month promotion in Florida.
This weekend schedule includes the Trenchtown Festival Road Race and Concert on Saturday and the intellectual seminar Ground Nation at the Institute of Jamaica on Sunday. For more information on Reggae Month, it's Kingston for February, visit JIRIA's website. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Samantha Allen. Thanks for watching.